Okay, here it is. Still got to finish this frame. I don't know where all of my video is gone. I had some of the cage and taken it apart, and I've lost it. But got my friend Roy. He's going to help us here. We're going to put this thing together, and hopefully we'll do this in fast time and see if this baby runs. Stay tuned. Alright folks, so I got this generator from a friend that had picked it up from an accident. It was in a trailer and it had been in a wreck, and it had some serious damage. We replaced this cover here, this cover on the carburetor. I wound up having to replace the carburetor. It had some damage on it. I guess I could have saved it, but I had the option to buy one real cheap that's a tri-fuel. It runs on natural gas, propane, or regular fuel. And I did pound out the air cleaner that was on it, but I couldn't find the front piece, and so in order to save it, I wound up buying the whole thing. I did pound this out and get it deformed correctly, and I had a problem. I think the last video I left on was this governor stop right here. It had also been folded over. In fact, this thing wouldn't even turn over. It was completely seized from the damage that had happened when it was hit here. So we kind of rebuilt this part here, ordered some other parts you'll see here in a minute, and I built this cage. The other one was just unsavable. There wasn't anything I could do with it. Hopefully I got a picture of that and I'll include it, but you can get an idea what that looked like. So here we go. What else have I got here, Roy?
That's about it right now.
Okay, all right.
So pack this thing up and get it ready to go.
Watch the video and we'll get this thing together. So this is the carburetor that I got off of Amazon. And honestly, I think I paid about $33 for it, and the direct replacement for this thing was over $100. Like $160, I believe.
Yeah. What's the benefit though? What does this do that the original doesn't do?
Well, this was actually listed for a lower rating generator as far as horsepower goes, but I did some research and it turns out that they're the same anyway. So even the, I believe it's a 4100 Predator carburetor is also the same as this one. There could be jetting differences as far as altitude goes, but it's the same carburetor.
But doesn't this one run on
well,
multiple fuels?
Yeah, this one has the attachments to be able to. I could have changed the other one as well if I had the other devices. But yes, it's got the diaphragm right there. That's for the natural gas or propane, and then regular fuel comes in right here. It should be off the fuel tank that's on top, which was damaged. Of course, I got a new one for that. So yeah, okay, well, let's get this thing together.
Yeah, that's what we've got here.
Just do that.
Check it right here. Lacquer thinner.
Perfect.
Here you go.
Now this will have to be dry before that enamel hits it.
Yeah, that's not good.
I know, right?
You know what it is? We wilt that thing.
Yeah.
Trying to mix you some up?
No. What Roy's talking about right here. Yes, you see that big chunk missing out of there? Yeah, right there. It's part of that bracket that got broken in the wreck. So because of it, that's why I built this in a different fashion. Put these crossbars across this cage and mounted 4 bolts instead at the end of the motor mount with rubber grommets. instead of the 2 mounts, and then it had one over here for another mount. Over here. Yeah, well, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I guess we're going to let it go of that, see what happens. What are you doing, Roy?
I'm trying to mix up some epoxy. This is called PC7.
Yeah.
It's a 2-part epoxy, and this stuff's amazing. It's got particles of metal in it, which give it the strength that it needs to adhere with the epoxy, so it almost becomes like a cement. And man, I've done some amazing stuff with this stuff. I mean, it's crazy. But you mix it equal parts, and it just hardens. Oh, can you give me another screw? Here, I'll get it. It's a mess to work with, but works amazing.
Where do you buy it?
You know, you can get it on Amazon. In fact, I'll put a link at the bottom of the video, and you guys can go use it. I might even do just another video on it completely separately, just because of how awesome it is.
Isn't that what we do with this thing right here? The PC7 there. This was totally busted out where the bolts go. Now it's stronger than the other side. Fuel tank's back to where it should be.
Okay, so what we've done right here, Todd, is put a piece of tape down, and we're using the tape as the mold. And we're just basically taking this stuff and smeared it over the top of it. And we'll do a fairly thin layer of it, and this will become the new cover. And literally this is going to hold up amazingly. And we put that tape down so that we'd have something to keep it from going down into the into this cover and getting on the inside of the cover. But I've used this to fix parts of dashboards. Once it's done, you can use a Dremel tool on it to basically come down to the level you need it. I've used it to fix laptops, like the cases of laptops where I couldn't get the case any longer. The bezel was jacked up, and I've used it to basically reconstruct the pieces that were needed to hold the offset screws in and all kinds of things. This stuff's just incredible stuff.
How long does it take to dry?
Well, to cure, it's about 24 hours.
How long to work with it?
About 24 hours. You can start grinding on it in 24 hours.
How about before we can flip this thing upside down?
You can do it right now. It won't get disturbed or messed with at all. We'll be able to do that and get back to work.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Good enough. That'll keep the rust off it anyway. Yeah, I don't say I like it all that much, but whatever. So, just color code everything up. Give it Christmas. Start with red. Should we start with the bottom? So when I built this, I built these tabs right here. And I don't know if you can see there or not, focused. I machined threads in there so I can just screw it right down with the original bolts on all four corners. This is not the original tank. I bought this on Amazon. It's an aftermarket reproduction. It is not the same as the original. I don't believe it has a venting system they had in the original. The shape is a little bit different, but it fits on there for what we built, so it's going to work out great. It was $50 versus $80. Might have spent the $80, be better, but let's work. I think. Shit. Fortunately, they give you all the parts inside here. That's the last of it. Here's my regular on-off valve. It does have a rubber grommet here if you wouldn't want to put any kind of tape or anything on there. The seal happens in the grommet. Find a wrench first. Okay. Alright, let's hook up the propane side. Okay, so it's the next day. I ran out of video card. And as you can see, she's put together. Seems to work out okay. I did have a problem with this governor. I can get in there so you can see. And I've talked about it several times where I had to work with this. But not only did it hit this and push back on the engine, but it bent this and twisted it on that governor shaft. So therefore, even when I had everything all set up to what it was original, it wasn't correct for what the governor should do. And this thing, when we first started it up, really wanted to run away. So now I got all that set, I believe. We should be good. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. Go ahead and give her some choke. Let that fuel run in that bowl a little bit. Here we go. wrecked, rebuilt Predator 9000 generator. If you find this video interesting, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe. Thanks for watching.